What's up guys, Brad here from Piney Grove, and a couple weeks ago we put in a walkway on the side entrance to our house. One for aesthetics and two to help keep us from tracking dirt and stuff in the house. And we put it in here and we packed it in and did what I think was a pretty good job, but we didn't get it perfectly correct or right or level. So what we did was we dug out all the organics out of here, any grass that was here, and leveled the sand bed and the clay underneath a little bit, and then ran the Vevor plate compactor over it. But we didn't level it perfectly. We came back over top of that with stone. We got river rock over here burying a drain pipe. So we've got a French drain going on over here that's working great. But the problem is when we put the 57 rock in here, it was hot, we were cramping up. There's a lot of valleys and dips and stuff in here. And what I want to do today is address three things. I've got two areas where water can't get in the pipe quick enough, and I want to get this level. So this is the elbow on top of the drain pipe that's under the river rock. So the water comes off the concrete here, goes into the river rock and goes into the pipe. That's working beautifully. This used to get so much runoff from the garage roof, and now goes into that river rock and makes its way into this pipe. The problem is I couldn't put a basin here because this is too high, and I can't cover this with a cap or anything because the water just never is going to get above this level because it's going to sink through this rock and make its way through the pipe. So I'm going to pull this elbow out, and I'm going to put some hardware cloth or rat wire there, and then put some big rocks around it. This gets no foot traffic, and that will allow that water to come in here quicker instead of having to come through here and find its way into the holes in the pipe. And this is what I found with French drains, is that you put your level on it and you get a slope and all that, but it's really hard on the end, either the beginning or the terminal end, to get your basin height correct, because the basin is going to stick up many inches above your pipe, and if you don't want to bury your pipe way underground like 2 feet, there's just no way to put anything on the end. So on that end I just put a regular elbow on it thinking that would keep it low, but as you can see it's too high to let water in. And the same thing is happening here on this end. That basin is attached to the pipe, but that basin sticks up about that far from the pipe, and the water comes, a lot of water comes off that corner of the concrete, goes into that river rock. But if it can't sink down quick enough into the pipe, it never really makes it to this basin. And what happens is it spills out into the walkway and fills the walkway with water, and then that eventually makes its way over here, which isn't a big problem. The only place it's really eroding, I had to drill 2 holes in the plastic edging to hold on to the rebar, and the water comes through those 2 holes. But we had a very light rain the other day, and we got water off the concrete. It went into the river rock and made its way into this pipe. So all I'm trying to do is improve on something that's basically working, and just make sure that the water goes through that pipe instead of in the walkway. And this is our Vevor plate compactor, and don't let the small size fool you. This thing is a beast, and it was so easy to assemble. I just had to put the handles on right here. I had to put on these thumb wheels, which is the second part of the handle. And then I had to route the throttle cable and mount that here with 2 bolts. But it came in a really thick cardboard box with some foam in it, and all of this was all one piece. So real easy to assemble, nothing to be worried about there. And after I put fuel in it and oil in it, choked it once or twice, it started right up and it runs great. It just kind of pulls itself forward. Now on a slope, it kind of wants to drift down the slope a little bit. But we found it real easy to use, and my wife Deb loved it. You just get behind it and give it a little push in the direction you want it to go, and it packs it so flat and firm. Now what it doesn't do is it doesn't level it, and that's our mistake. We should have brought in a little bit more rock and then compacted that on top of what we had already compacted, and then we would have had a level walkway. But we're going to fix that today with this machine, so let's get to it. There's nothing wrong with going back and dressing something up and making some adjustments to it. Sometimes you just don't get it right the first time because you don't know, and other times there may be another reason. So not really embarrassed that we didn't get it right, but we'll have it right by the end of this video. It's the beginning of fall and the leaves are starting to come off the oak trees, so I'm going to blow them off of this walkway first because I don't want that organic matter in there. But do you guys have a lot of cordless tools, battery powered tools? I didn't realize how valuable this thing would be until I bought it, and it's something I didn't want to spend money on because it was like over $200, but I probably use this thing 6 times a day. Now, first things first, we'll dig out this river rock. And this isn't compacted at all. This has intentionally been put in here loose fill, and what it's supposed to do is just let the water drain through it. So this elbow isn't glued on at all, and I want to make sure not to mix the rock, so I'm going to get it pretty clean around here. These river rock are a lot easier to move than that 57 gravel. Okay, we can get this elbow off and then clean up around it. So you can see the dilemma. I didn't want the pipe any lower than this, and then the basin would stick up this high, and the water is never going to get that high. The highest the water is ever going to get here running off the roof is right here, but they don't make a basin that fits on there, and the elbow is lower. But I guess what I could have done was cut this elbow off right there and then put wire over top of it, and that way it wouldn't stick up that inch or so. But I'm just going to put wire on it. This isn't any place where anybody's feet will be, so it won't get crushed. Next, I'm going to cut a length of this hardware cloth. Just cut it with a piece of tin snips, so to go around the circumference of that pipe. Now we'll just form this around the pipe and then bend it so water can get in, so rocks can't. Now I'm going to overlap it and then put a tie strap around it here, and that'll hold it on there, and then I'll just form that end, cut it a little bit and form that end, and then fill in rocks around it. What I don't want to do is raise this pipe anymore out of the bed that it's in, so I'm just trying to keep it down because it's easy enough to pick up out of this loose gravel here. Whenever you do something like this, there's always comments, and we know that they're coming. But if you think this is janky and not the way to do it, tell me how I can have this pipe at this level and also the inlet to the water at the same level. I can't find anything that will go over a 4-inch pipe that the top of it is right there where my hand is. You know, the elbow was up quite a bit higher, and then a basin is up even higher than that. So while it may be janky, it's the only thing I've been able to figure out to make this work. If anyone steps in this area, I don't know why they do it, because there's plenty of concrete and steps here to step on. I don't know why anybody would ever be here. And it's going to be under a little bit of rock. I went and picked out some big rocks out of my river rock pile, and the reason we're using river rocks is because they're roundish and they don't fit together like a puzzle or anything, and unless you get a bunch of fines in there to pack it in, they'll always flow water through. And this is 57 gravel here, and you see it's got big pieces, little pieces, and they're all angular, very few round edges, and they just kind of fit together like a puzzle when they get packed in, and water actually flows off of them instead of flowing through them. I'll put my big rocks around here. Make sure I have plenty of good water flow. We get a lot of water that comes in this area as it comes off the roof, so I want plenty of good flow in between these big rocks. And I'll just cover it up. We're going to do something very similar down here on this end, except for this is 57 gravel, and I packed it around this basin hoping the water would come down here and then go into here, but again, it's too high, and the water just kind of flows over the gravel, especially if it's a lot of water. So I put a T here to the pipe that goes behind me, so I'm going to dig out this 57 that way, pull out this basin, and then put in a piece of wire like we did on the other end, and that way, and then cover it with river rock, and that way any water that's here will go down through that river rock. When I did this, I figured it was kind of a long shot, and the more I look at it, because I got to walk by it 10 times a day, the more I was like, I got to just remove that. So now it's held in with 2 screws to that elbow, so I've got to dig it out enough to get to that. There's the pipe right there. Not far down at all. And this is just packed with that plate compactor. You can see it's almost like concrete. That's all that was holding it in. This thing was in here much more secure than I ever would have imagined. It certainly wasn't going anywhere. There it goes. The pipe goes in there, and the water has to be 2 inches above the pipe in order for water to go in there. And what we're going to do is have water come in there at this level instead of up here where the top of the basin was. Okay, we got the wire in there, and it was the same exact process as before. I had a little bit more room to work with. You see we excavated all of this 57 rock. I don't want that to go in there and clog that screen, so be careful with this river rock so that I don't disturb that. And I just want to create a basin of river rock right there, especially down around the edges. You don't want the water to get in there and have no place to go and then come out the top and flow across the driveway and wash it out. That's a perfect amount, 5-gallon bucket full. So we got a nice separation here between the two types of rocks. We'll just put some 57 in here. That wire is right here, so none of this rock that I'm putting in here is going to stop water from going in there. Now this creates like an underground basin. Water should just come in here no matter how much water you put in here. It should be able to flow through these rocks and go out that pipe. But I run the Packer plate compactor right over the edge here. That'll seal that off nicely. I got a load of 57 rock here, and if you don't know what that is, it's called 57 gravel because it's about 3/4 of an inch thick, and this is, or in diameter. And this is what most people are going to use in their driveway. And this has a lot of fines in it, and it's limestone, and it was mined from the ground. So there's different types of 57 rock that could be granite or something like that. But that's what we have here in Florida. I'm not trying to get this level, because in order to get this level, I would have to bring this whole walkway up even with the top of that sidewalk. And that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is make it flat. So I brought this 2x4 to help me do that, but also to show you how not flat it is. So we got a nice packed hump right here, and then we fall off almost 2 inches here, and then we fall off here. So this center is probably a little too high. I don't know if I can really screed it off there, but there's going to be places like in between that high spot and this high spot, there's a low spot there. So I'm just going to throw some shovelfuls in here and then take this board and try and get it as flat as I can, and then take the V-Vork compactor and compact it down, check it again with the board, and just get it better. I mean, I can see right here. I mean, there's 3-inch drop right there. I can see it with my bare eye, I guess. So let me get the shoveling a little bit and check it again with the board. Get this project knocked out. And see that I'm being careful with the rock. I don't want all these fines to get in that river rock. That river rock is real clean. That water comes off that concrete into it and gets into that pipe that's buried under there. And I don't want to stop any of that water flow. Ideally, I'd have some sort of hard border there, but I just didn't have anything at the time when I built it, so we just got to be careful. And once you compact this stuff, like I said, it's like almost like concrete, so you don't have to worry about it moving. Kind of good doing it this way because it's had 2 big rains on it, so it's washed all those fines down in there, and it's just, you know, kind of become monolithic as gravel can be. That's coming out really good. That's real flat there now where that board is. I still have to pack it. I've built up a little ledge here for the separation with the river rock. But what I'm going to do, because I think I can use all of that up there, I'm going to dump the bucket up there and go get a partial bucket of river rock and build the river rock up here so that the 57 gravel, the fines, don't come in and fill in my river rock. I was thinking as I was scooping up this rock, this is a prime example of what I used to do in the Navy when I was a test director. And that's that the engineers would create something and it wouldn't be exactly right. So we'd test it. And it would be 90% right, but they'd have to make some fixes. So we would test a little, fix a little, test a little, fix a little. After a couple rains, this is like version 2.0. But I think this is a good way to do it. I think it's going to work. Going to, I think, look good. And if you're wondering, you know, why am I putting gray gravel on top of white gravel? It takes one rain and a couple days of Florida sun and that'll be white. We had a real light rain think it was yesterday or the day before. It rained all day, but it was light. And all the water from this concrete driveway hit these rocks and went into that pipe and went out that drain and worked perfectly. None of it ever touched this gravel, gray gravel right here, the 57. I think we're ready for final screed and then pack it in with the plate compactor. But I did go get another bucket of river rock because I like the way it hid the edge of the concrete. So I took that all the way up to the house. And then I took a shovel and spread out the pile of 57 gravel that I had. And now I'm just going to screed it. You can see where this edge here is a definite edge. I don't want to fill it all the way to the rubber edge right there. That edging, I want that not to be over full. So it's okay if it's a little higher here than there. If that drainage pipe can't handle the water, it's okay if it comes over here. We're going to sod along there, and that'll keep it from eroding this little bit of slope. Definitely should have done this the first time though, as far as screeding it like this. See if this thing will start. We'll turn the gas on, then we'll turn the choke on, leave the throttle about halfway. One pull, you gotta like that. Look how awesome that is. Walkway 2.0, much better. It kind of drives itself. When I want it to stop, I just put it in idle. Guys, what do you think? I think it came out great, and I can't believe I went my whole life without a plate compactor. As I think back, I think about all the jobs and all the landscaping things I've done where this relatively inexpensive machine would have made it a lot easier, especially if you're doing hand tamping. And look at the finished product. I mean, perfectly flat here where I screed it off. I got a nice bevel there for the water to flow. So all in all, totally impressed and pleased with how this refresh of this project went, and impressed with the Vevor plate compactor. It's doing a great job, and we have lots of jobs in store for it in the future. But that's going to wrap it up. So until next time, y'all take care out there. And remember, life's short, tractor hard, and check out these two videos right here. They're totally awesome. We'll catch you on the next video, guys. Take care.